Well, well, that didn't start off well. Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday. All right. Let's get started. All right. What are we doing here? Okay. We got 33 people. Nice. I see a commercial for dental implants. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, Lynn. Oh, my goodness. I just had a very nice dinner. I made a nice turkey pasta dish. You guys ever try turkey with mixed vegetables? Yeah, you take some tomato, you take your pasta sauce, and instead of using hamburger, use turkey meat. And try using half as much turkey meat and then the other half mixed veggies towards the end. As delish, so much healthier, and a great way to add veggies to your diet. That's my little feedback to you. That's what I had for dinner. It was kind of like a healthy hamburger helper. You know, put some vegetables in it, the mixed veggies like the peas and the green beans and stuff, carrots. It was delicious. And then I had, if you have old cheese lying around, throw it in your pasta sauce. So I had some old mozzarella, I threw that in. Some old Parmesan, I threw that in. Très bon. Très bon. Hi, Equus333. Hi, Teresa Marie. Hi, Sue Malik. How is everybody? Hi, John. So, how you guys feeling about everything that's going on in the world? Hi, Terry. Hi, Denise Fletcher. Thank you, everyone, for your membership. It's very appreciated. Donations, memberships, all of that stuff. We're close to 400 members, and it does help. Yes. So, what do you guys want to talk about today? Anybody think that MAGA Mike is not going to be the Speaker of the House? Yes, we're sending prayers to everyone who lost family in New Orleans, also a family of President Carter who passed away. That's true. He made it to 100. Hi, Anthony Rizzo. Never too late to dream, Debbie M. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. We'll do the empath prayer, and then we can get to everybody's questions. If you have a question, be sure and leave it below. Yes. How many people are tired of thoughts and prayers for gun violence? Well, in this particular case, it was a car, right? The guy drove. So it brings up this conversation of the right wanting bans on Muslim immigration from countries that are not supportive of the United States. Is this the same as other forms of discrimination because it's based on an actual war that's happening or has happened between ISIS and the United States, Iran and the United States? If somebody does not believe in the American way of doing things or the European way of doing things, and then they want to change it, a lot of excuse me, a lot of moderates even would have a problem with that, right? So tomorrow is the big vote for MAGA Mike, and we don't know if he's going to make it. We're going to go ahead. We're going to do the empath prayer. Then we can blitz, get to everybody's questions. If anyone would like to receive a healing at this time, we can go ahead and send you a healing. And if you also need prayers for somebody close to you. That coffee is good. All right. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead. We will do the empath's prayer, and then we will blitz, blitz, blitz away. Sound good? All right. Let's do it. Okay. I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys, to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together, collectively, as a community, we say, Amen. And for those of you who are seeking healing at this time, we collectively call on the healing forces in the universe to be with those people who are requesting healings at this time. And may they receive this healing, a perfect healing in mind, body, and spirit. And together, collectively, we send this energy to those in need. And together we say, Amen. May it be so. Amen, amen, amen. Well, I'm here for you. Whatever you guys want, I'm here for you. It looks like MAGA Mike, you guys have been asking about this a lot. You know, if anything is going to keep Trump out of the White House, it's civil war in the House. What is the problem with the House right now? The MAGA supporters want complete control, right? The MAGA supporters want complete control. And they don't have the numbers to get complete control. They want to get rid of Mike Johnson because they think that Mike Johnson is actually not conservative enough. So that's Marjorie Taylor Greene saying she may vote against him. Boebert may vote against him. And then there's one other person who may vote against him. So basically, he doesn't have the votes at this point. So we're looking at, again, this GOP civil war with MAGA, that they should have gotten rid of MAGA. The problem with if you have a little brat and you keep feeding the brat every time the brat cries, then that little brat energy thinks that they're entitled to all these things now, right? And that's true of any relationship, right? The partner who gives too much, right? You want your partner to be happy, so you cook the best meal, you know, this feeling of being taken advantage of. So that's what's happened to MAGA. They didn't take care of MAGA. So now MAGA is taking care of them. Even MAGA Mike is not big and bad enough for them, right? All right, so let's take a look at life from MAGA Mike Johnson's perspective. Where he's at right now. He is angry. Mike Johnson is angry. If you look at this card, it is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords gets angry when the Knight of Swords feels like he doesn't have any control. It's helter-skelter. So not only would I say that Mike Johnson is angry, he has a feeling of not being in control of the situation. Because when you become helter-skelter crazy like the Knight of Swords, he's like the wind, right? When you look at Chinese medicine and the different elements, you find them in the cards. And wind energy, it attacks the immune system, right? It's one's defenses. And the elements that are associated with the swords is air, the ethers. And it's very disruptive. So I would say that he's in a very bad place, Mike Johnson. If this is truly where he's at, his opposition would be us, and we got the star, meaning the Democrats. So the Democrats are feeling pretty gosh darn good right now. We're confident that Mike Johnson does not have the votes, so we're feeling pretty good. The hope and fear of Mike Johnson. Fleeing like a thief. There are people that are in MAGA that are threatening Mike Johnson. There are people not only threatening Mike Johnson, but this is the type of energy of somebody who could wind up being hunted. So that if you aren't extreme enough, that the group that you're a part of begins to turn on you, because it's a desire to flee like a thief. My goodness, poor Mike. Oh my goodness. And the final outcome is King of Cups. There's a guy coming in and taking the speakership, and it's the King of Cups. So I don't know what sign he is, but mediation is with the King of Cups. It's possible that there are Democrats and Libertarian Democrats that are lobbying and even financially supporting more moderate Republicans in their revolt from Mike Johnson. In plainer words, if the Ace of Pentacles is in the opposition. So Democrats could be making deals with Republicans. You want me to sign your bill so that you have such and such for Kentucky or wherever. Ace of Pentacles, I will give you a little something in exchange for something for me. And so this leads me to suspect whoever the speaker is will not be an extremist, because King of Cups is seeks moderation. And also King of Cups is a mediator. He's the bridge over troubled water. The time is April. So we could have a situation where there's some kind of civil war. They can't get MAGA in. And the only way they're going to get anything passed is by bringing in somebody who is willing to reach across the aisle. To some extent, that's Mike Johnson. So the fact that they're dangling money and saying the Democrats I will back those projects for those of you who are moderate Republicans if you say no to Johnson. Well, okay. There's a little bit of that going on. What naughty little games go on. So Rose Blue says they're trying to change it to 9 Republican votes to remove the speaker. That will be a fight to get passed. Yeah, because I think now it's only 1. Is that right? Something like that. So I guess the next question would be, is it at the point that they're going to remove MAGA Mike? And I think the answer could be the only way to save him is if he does a deal with the Democrats. Because this is talking about moderation. Hakeem is a Leo. What sign is Mike Johnson? Is he a water sign? Yeah, Mike Johnson. When was he born? If he's a Cancer, if he's a water sign, January 30th. So he's an Aquarius. So it's not him. Interesting. Elon Musk is a Cancer, right? And they're like, make him the speaker, right? I don't think so. So we're looking at potentially it not being Mike Johnson. Yeah, they're getting rid of Mike Johnson. That's really surprises me. Didn't Mike Johnson get endorsed by Trump? So why would they get rid of a guy that's been endorsed by Trump? Huh. Let's take a look. It's weird, right? Territory. Opposition. No, they're too extreme. MAGA has become so extreme, they're more extreme than Trump. I think that there could be disruptions and instability in the House between now and spring of 2025 because of the types of cards we're getting. We're getting cards that would denote friction and civil war inside the House going on for several months. And these delays may force out MAGA. They don't have enough, they simply don't have enough votes to save MAGA. And the cards keep talking, like 3 of Wands would be a 3-month period. 4 of Wands was a 4-month period. Then there was a Page of Wands, which would be springtime. We could see civil war and problems in the House that actually make it so that we don't necessarily have a speaker for a couple of months. Isn't that crazy? I'm going to just check now and see if Donald Trump's inauguration is going to be delayed. But delayed is not the same as not getting inaugurated, right? And that could be, I just saw it as a non-event. Like a lot of people didn't attend. I know the Clintons probably will not attend. They've gotten out because Bill Clinton's been sick. Isn't he in the hospital right now? So, it's interesting energetically when you look at Carter and Clinton. It reminds me of John Adams and Thomas Jefferson that both died on the same day, and they disagreed on many subjects. Carter is like John Adams, and Clinton is more like Jefferson. Naughty, can't say no to a pretty girl, that kind of raunchiness that was part of Jefferson, right? Jefferson had that dark side, whereas Carter was more like Adams, devoted to his wife, a family man, Farmer John, so if Carter is the reincarnation of anyone, he's the reincarnation of John Adams. And that relationship that John Adams had with Jefferson, who was the slaveholder, who was the womanizer, and all that, who had a drinking problem. He had a lot of problems. Jefferson drank $25,000 a year in expensive French wine, which today would be like, over $250,000 just in wine. Right? So they were very different. So you have that kind of energy between those two. And so people wondered, wow, if Carter leaves the earth, well, Clinton leaves soon after because they have that bond that we saw between Jefferson and Adams. All right, let's look at the inauguration and if it's going to be delayed. Oh, Clinton's back home. Good. Okay, wish has been granted. Ace of Wands in the opposition. We could delay the inauguration. Our wish could be granted. Chaos could happen that is so serious for the first time in US history, we could see a delay in the inauguration. First off, because the Nine of Cups is that our wish has been granted. Evidently, you guys had a wish. The opposition to Trump would be the Democrats, and there's an Ace of Wands, rah, rah, rah. So to some extent, the Democrats are so opposed to this president that they would actually want to see a delay, a judgment coming down. And then the final outcome, Queen of Swords. There appears to be some kind of legal issue or justice issue that is facing Donald Trump that could have an impact on his ability to serve. Or, oh, thank you for the hearts and the loving energy that everyone's sending me. That's nice. I like that. Yeah, because you have the Democrats fighting against him, which is the Ace of Wands, right? So you have that kind of fighting to win. Remember, wands are territory and wands are time. They are the only suit that you can tell time. Why? Because we tell time with trees, right? Dendrochronology, right? We can store time in a tree. You can't store time in a sword or in water, right? It goes with the flow. So this is why time is very much bound by that sign, by the wands. So we're talking about a 30-day period with one wand, as I interpret wands. Other people would say a season. Old witches would say no, a season for a wand. So we'll say anywhere from a month to 6 months, we have this solid opposition happening. And then some kind of a judgment seems to be furring about that Trump is afraid of, because you've got that Judgment card moving into 9th position, and then Queen of Swords comes in. Queen of Swords is the queen who brings the sword of truth and justice. Something's coming out about Trump. There's a delay possibly and an expose both. What do you guys think? Anybody here interpret time differently with the wands? I'm just curious. Or do you tell time with a different suit? I'm just curious if other people view it differently. Clarification over him, the sun. See, I just feel this exposure, judgment, the Queen of Swords who exposes the truth, the sun that burns, right? When you look at cards and you try to interpret them, you have to look at what's around them, and you also have to look at the house. If you're looking at a blitz is the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th of a Celtic cross, right? So a lot of people don't have time for you to do a whole 12 card spread, right? So instead, they just want to see the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th house. So you just pull 4 cards. The 7th is the immediate environment of the person that you're looking at. So in this case, we were looking at Donald Trump and the inauguration. So how do we see what is happening? In terms of his house, gets wish summertime. So maybe he gets inaugurated in the summer. It's also we get our wish. I think it's us getting our wish because the opposition is the Ace of Wands. And the person that you are asking about, or the person that you may have conflict with in a Celtic cross, is the 8th house. That is your conflict. Usually people are having conflict with someone they're in love with, or, it could be something darker than that. Even people that we really, really care about, they still falls in the 8th house because that's the house of conflict or the issue. And so Ace of Wands would denote that we are fighting aggressively, that his opposition is fighting him aggressively. and then the Judgment, and then the Queen of Swords. And then the opposition Lovers. I think that this is a really great time for us to reach out to people that are dumping Trump and talk about things like unions, right? Unions, workers' rights, etc. Because if they thought that this was the guy that was going to defend them, they got it wrong. So you have this Lovers. So we become strong, but we're also beginning to, talk to people who voted for Trump, invite them to dinner. Don't cut them out of your life. Why? I really want to understand why you voted for this guy. Because we're going to start seeing this schism, right? Hopes and fears, foolish. That people's judgment was foolish. By the time this guy gets inaugurated, people are starting to feel, what the hell have I done? My judgment was foolish regarding this case, regarding this. Mastery. If this guy, you know what, it's going to be real hard for him to get in. There's going to be some expose, and Democrats are going to be working legally to sabotage him. Yeah. And I also think that we're going to start attracting some MAGA by communicating with them about the issues like, employee rights, etc., and some of the stuff that we do believe in, that I guess they thought that Trump was going to protect Social Security. Yeah, not exactly. Okay, so as many of you know, Laura Loomer is in the news. Does everybody know who she is? Yes, she is in the news. All right, so let me look at this first. Will there be protest at the inauguration? Should I stay in the United States or should I go to Malaysia? Which would you do? Would you cancel your trip? Somebody said they had a bad feeling about my trip to Malaysia. So I was thinking, maybe I should just stay here. All right, protest. The day of the inauguration, what will it be like? Legal documents, the legal aspect, the high priestess. It's this higher ethos, the opposition taking the weapons of war away from the abuser or the person you're at war with. Hopes and fears, walking away from a battle that could not be won, off to seek the ninth cup. And then the final outcome, strength. Our country is a lot stronger than we realize. Our democracy is not on thin ice. And this president cannot do everything he wants to do. There is a lot of money in politics, and there's a lot of financial disparity in this country, but the nation remains strong. And the other great thing is that a lot of people get involved in the government because they really care about the government. Like, these cards are great. High priestess is the higher ethos, taking the enemies away, taking the sword away from one's enemies. The nation is strong. The devil, Trump is like an addiction. It's like a cult. The truth. They keep talking about the truth. Whatever the truth is, the truth will come out. Archangel Michael is the sword of truth. Also, the opposition is the emperor, which is reason and logic, and it's the power to see things objectively. And the sword of truth of Michael is coming. So even though things may seem dark and people are upset, yes, there's a possibility it could be delayed. Also, there is a major expose coming out about Donald Trump that will change many people's views about Donald Trump in the coming days. So a bunch of stuff is going to be dumped. That's basically what they're saying. All right, let's get to some more questions here. Glad to see everybody here. Looks like we don't have our regular Joel Tilson here today. I hope he's feeling okay. I think he was under the weather. All right, so there was a comment about Laura Loomer and the fact that Laura Loomer was talking with Steve Bannon, right? And it looked as if they were creating some kind of a civil unrest between the two. You know, she basically had been demonetized, as she had been had her check mark removed on X. So she's starting to sound like a progressive, talking about these millionaires buying their way into the elections. You know, she's starting to sound like one of us. But let's see. I think they're going to kick her to the curb. She's just a woman with no money, and she's forgotten that. He's not going to listen to you. He's going to follow the richest man alive because the richest man alive just paid off all of his debts. It so much looks almost like human trafficking when this it's a if you lit this. What I have learned from the extremely wealthy is that they trust no one, and they don't have a lot of love in their life because they live in a world where it's all about getting more power and getting more money, and so you tend to attract other people who are focused on money and power, as opposed to if you lived off grid, where people's focus would be relationships and getting close to the land. So Laura Loomer is getting a wake-up call about what Trump's priorities are. Let's take a look. What is MAGA and Laura Loomer going to do? It was the issue of immigration, right? So it's a new contract or a promise. So Three of Pentacles is a real estate card. It's about building real estate, right? So she has in her mind real estate. Hey, we got these people to vote for you. Here's the contract. Here's the commitment of what you were supposed to build or what this was supposed to be about. Almost as if she's trying to remind Trump of what was going on. Again, there it is. This truth bomb is coming out. Something is coming out, Page of Swords, a major expose on Donald Trump that is going to cause a lot of people to dump Trump. The hopes and the fears of the world. And the final outcome, the Emperor, which would indicate a presidency, someone in a position, executive power or leadership of a presidency. Ace of Wands. She will leave Trump. So Trump will probably get inaugurated, but he will have to cut his former relationships with MAGA. And that's because Elon Musk is going to order it. You're not to talk to that girl again, right? She's, my kid is being influenced by bad people. So my kid can't talk to that kid anymore. Eight of Cups is to walk away from everything she's built. So like I said, I wouldn't vote against Elon Musk. He's the one with the money. He's the one that banked on it. He's the one that put up the money, and so he is going to win. And he has said what he's going to do, that he is going to destroy MAGA. He can't stand MAGA. He's never liked MAGA. it was about buying a political party that was in trouble so that he could have his personal needs met. And that's all this was. It was never about liking MAGA. So now the war has started, but MAGA will lose this war. But what did we get instead? We got an oligarch in control of media that is in some ways a lot more dangerous than Donald Trump, right? I got to turn my heater down. It's a little warm Yeah, so, it was in a way what people feared. People feared that Donald Trump would be replaced by a right winger or a right wing fascist that was smarter than he was, and that was the concern. I don't think you could really call Elon Musk a fascist so much as he's just self-serving. Yeah. There's a rally on the 45th. Rose Blue wants to know if 45 rally on the 19th will be blocked. Let's take a look. And thank you everyone who has liked and subscribed. Much appreciated. How many of us are here today? Did we get everybody to like? That would be awesome. 513. Oh, shucks. Thanks everybody for being here. Much appreciated. All right. What is the rally? The 45 rally. Yeah, there he is. Trump. Why would he want to rally the day before? Two of Pentacles. Could be that people got mixed messages about the rally. A lot of people didn't want to come. 10 of Cups. I think that they're phasing out extremism. Extremists are not invited. Anybody that wants to burn the Capitol down, anybody that MAGA, uneducated, MAGA crazy is not invited to the party. No. Lots of people are losing their status on X. They can't, they're either getting blocked or losing their status altogether. Their voices are being silenced. Yeah. Which is interesting when it's coming from somebody who claims that they support democracy and free speech, right? Yes, so Sheila is pointing out the fact that there was a Texas Republican congresswoman. She was evidently found in a care facility. And I guess her children were voting for her. Is that right? Probably doesn't matter because she would have voted the way of the Republicans. And so they were casting her vote for her. I don't know. I'm sure things like that have happened in the past. But let's take a look at the consequences of that. Two of Pentacles. They don't really even know how to address it. High Priestess. Nine of Cups. There's confusion about who would be charged and how. Like there's some real confusion about this that they don't really even know. Probably not. I would think no. No one's going to be charged. If they got charged, it would be a mild charge. You know, they could have been talking to her about what do you intend on this bill, and then they could have been submitting her decisions, which is probably what they're claiming, because it looks like they get off Four of Wands. Yeah, just bring her mail and then say, we need your decision on these bills. And then, you know, if she's, but the problem isn't, did that happen? The problem is, did she even know what she was saying yes to? Like, you know, would you have any way of proving it? And that's the problem with this legal case. What a mess. Stormy Daniels, yes, running for political. She's been thinking about it. She'd probably do a great job. What about Women's March, January 18th? Oh, is there going to be a Women's March? That would be cool if there was. Are we going to have our hats that like last time? Let's take a look. The pussy hats. We have to knit them. Okay, let's see what's going on January 18th. The Women's March. Contract, a new commitment. So getting young women to be committed. It's about getting another generation committed. Three of Pentacles, a new blueprint. We need an ERA. We need an amendment that enshrines our rights over our own personhood, right? So then you have this Ace of Cups, which is also very positive and auspicious. The hopes and the fears that we will not get our wish. And then the final outcome for the Women's March, 10 of Swords. Be careful. There could be protest, betrayal. There could be, you know, ex-boyfriends coming and visiting, that sort of thing. It's really a war on women. Yeah. Problems in relationships, poverty, getting away from potentially abusive persons or spouses, feelings of being betrayed, trying to get back in the church, feelings of exile. These are all cards that would be associated with being in conflict, maybe with another person. It could be issues with men and women that are causing this kind of feeling of exile and betrayal. I would say, like I always say to people, when you go to those events, don't go off with somebody you've just met. You know, I know people have been hurt, and to always stay in a group and come and go with the same group. Yeah. Don't assume, because people go fishing, and the Ku Klux Klan call it going fishing. They go fishing. They send out sexy decoys to lure people away, and they've done all kinds of crazy stuff. So just be careful when you go to those kinds of events, because not everybody that shows up is our friend. And I think young people get naive too. They meet people at protest marches and they think it's really great, and we're going to go hang out with these people, and people have gotten attacked, hurt, all kinds of things. All right. So I saw a video of her son refusing to comment and telling the reporter to get out. Oh, geez. Is Elon Musk heading towards financial trouble? Well, that is what they're saying. Twitter is collapsing, and now Tesla is doing very bad as well. So a lot of people think that, it might not do too well. It might not be doing too well. Let's take a look at Elon Musk finances in the future. Can he keep the party going? Elon Musk finances. Ooh, he's mad. Somebody sent a message by blowing up that Cybertruck. He's very upset about it. Opposition. The fool. The hopes and the fears. Two of Swords. And then the final outcome. Yes, he's in trouble. He's also facing jail or international. He could be facing international charges because 9 of Wands can be a jail card. It can be a jail card, and it can be also somebody who's being controlled, contained, or cornered or forced into a situation. So that's kind of interesting. And then the clarification. I wouldn't be surprised if he was under some kind of investigation. Like King of Pentacles is the mystery man. It's often the G-man or the FBI or a hidden man, a hidden investigation money. Foolish behavior was his opposition. He may have behaved foolishly. Also, 10 of Pentacles is a legacy or an inheritance. But the main thing I get here is that he could be losing his power or feeling increasingly cornered with this kind of energy. Yeah, so a lot of people not happy with Mr. Musk. Yes. He is probably, he is one of those people where I don't think anybody in this, nobody likes him. MAGA doesn't like him. The left doesn't like him. He just has he's like Trump. He has his little sycophants that hang out with him, and that's about it. So any news about what is it? Amazon is wanting to unionize, is that correct? And there was another company. It's Amazon and one other. Starbucks, is that correct? Are they both fighting for unions? Is that right? Somebody had asked me to throw on that. Anybody know anything about it? Oh, really? Starlink in India? Interesting. All right, let's take a look at the Proud Boys and QAnon. Proud Boys and QAnon. Karma. What's scary is that a lot of these people served in the military. I mean, these are military trained, high-ranking people. There it is again, opposition to them, Ace of Wands. They're going to be removed. Hopes and fears, the strength. And then the final outcome for the Proud Boys in the grave. They're going to be phased out. I don't think, though, that America should be surprised that we have these elements if we continue to cut education, if we continue to not support the educating of Americans, offering jobs, offering a future. If people keep falling through the cracks, then I don't think that we should be surprised when we see a rise in these kinds of groups in the United States. Well, it would be nice if we could like you think about the 1950s and 60s movies, like TV shows, Leave It to Beaver. Beaver didn't come home and say, there was a school shooting, Mom. I mean, education was better. I mean, kids were doing much better mathematically, and they didn't have calculators and computers. They were doing everything with slide rulers. And we used to be one of the You know, in the 50s and 60s, we would be the tops in math in the world, us and Korea. It would be like 50-50, right? And now we've dropped really, really low in mathematics. And there's no reason for that other than the fact that we have not invested enough in education. Yeah. Oh, eczema flare up, Teresa. I would immediately get on an anti-inflammatory diet. No more gluten. No more gluten. And I would also take fish oil. But yeah, I'd be on an anti-inflammatory high-dose fish oil, B vitamins. And then tea tree oil, essential oil, and lavender can be helpful with some, I would put it in some CeraVe, some tea tree and lavender essential oil, a few drops into some CeraVe. That would help also. All right, everyone. I think I'm going to call it quits. Any of you ever use a slide ruler? I think my sister Bambi had one. Yeah, I'm sure they were fun to use. Yeah, I seem to. I think I did learn how to use them. Yeah, and the Chinese mathematical stuff that you can use also. Yeah, it's a shame. Survive? I don't know what survive means. I don't know what your question is. All right, everyone. I hope you all had fun. If you're trying to get in for a reading with me, please reach out to me at Booksy, and I'll call you. Some of you haven't had your New Year's readings yet. I would love to give them to you. Or I can do a quick Wizio, one question for you through Wizio. PBs, they are all well-heeled, highly educated professionals. Oh, Heritage Foundation, interesting. All right, everyone, be kind to all so that all will be kind to you, to Abacus, that's right. God bless, peace out, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Bye.